Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 328 of the NintendoFuse Podcast. I'm your host Barry tonight, and I'm joined tonight by Greg. Greg, how you doing?
Doing pretty well. Had a crazy week going on with the Game Awards and stuff, but other than that, been doing pretty good.
Yes, and if you notice, it's just Greg tonight. Steve, unfortunately, was not able to make it, but that's because this is kind of a bonus episode. So, pretty much, last episode, we had our own personal game of the years, our showcase, and that's kind of like normally the end for us for our holiday break. But we wanted to give you one more episode. We wanted to come back, we wanted to talk about some stuff, and, talk to you guys, give you a little extra. So, Steve is taking the night, relaxing with his family as he should. He works very hard, and we're very thankful for him throughout the year and everything he does. So, you know, we're going to carry the torch. Greg and I, we got this. We got this. We've done this before. Um, so before we go to what we're playing, quick reminders. One, if you haven't subscribed to us yet on YouTube or your favorite podcast app service, please do so. We really appreciate it. And if you want to share this with other, Nintendo fans or gaming fans that you think would like this, we would very much appreciate that too. You could also follow us on social media and Discord. We're Nintendo Fuse everywhere. We've got our Discord, and the links to all of that is in the YouTube description as well as the podcast show notes. And since this is the last episode of 2025, I can't believe I'm saying this. Just wanted to go over just a little thank you, just a thank you to you listeners, to you the subscribers. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. We really appreciate your just your time that you want to spend any time with us. And we've seen over 2025, we've seen a growth, which was great. We've seen 433% total audience growth, 16% follower growth, 999% listening time growth, which is incredible. Turns out our top episode, no surprise, was the reaction to the Switch 2. But I just want to just to stop for a moment and just say thank you. Thank you to all of you. We really appreciate it. We thank you, and we want more for you. So look forward in 2026. We're gonna try to do some more stuff. And of course, if there's anything you want to say, anything you want to suggest, you could always reach us at podcast@nintendofuse.com. Shoot us a line. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, our social medias, you can post there, Discord. We love to carry on the conversation. So please join us there. So now, Greg, what have you been playing the past 2 weeks since we did our own Game of the Year awards?
So I did some more playing to finish up the AVGN game chat thing. So I pretty much had that full. I believe I had finished up my wrap up on the at the end of the Game of the Year episode, but I think I had dove back in to do some final touches to make sure I had everything all secured, and then I'm blanking on the name of the game, but I believe it's that Order the Alchemist game that you got for the Metroidvania. So I got to do some deep diving into there finally. So far I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like you're like this one character that like he's like a whip and you can kind of hit some different enemies and you have to go along different paths and you can like whip candles, kind of like the classic Castlevania style game. So far, I'm having a lot of fun kind of exploring around and defeating some of the various enemies and going to different checkpoints and whatever. And I think I already taken down, I believe, one of like the mini bosses or something so far. I'm not very far into the game, but I know it was like a bigger fight than just like the routine battle against the enemies that you come across while you're adventuring. So far, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing and definitely recognize that Barry had dominated in his the game of the year in our previous episode. But other than that, I unfortunately did not get to jump into Metroid Prime 4 yet, but I did have it purchased, so I'm hoping to be hopping in here over while we're off for the next month or so before we're back in the new year. So I'm hoping to get some time with that, along with Age of Imprisonment that I'm hopefully getting for Christmas as well too. But still doing like the normal mobile games with Roblox and with my daughter. Like they have their winter events ongoing now, so we're collecting, doing like the daily login, like bonuses and rewards, and doing like the daily quests and all the trying to unlock the exclusive content that's active throughout the winter events for both Dandy's World and the Adopt Me game that I play a lot on Roblox. And then still doing the Cookie Run Kingdom game, and I'm continuing to make progress. And I believe I'm in like the top like 18 or so thousand now for like in the arena mode against all the other players on the worldwide on the server. So I've really been jumping up the ranks over the more recently as my cookie characters are getting stronger and stronger, and I get more copies to like kind of merge them up as you kind of do in these kind of games where you summon duplicate copies and they get stronger with each duplicate copy of them that you get. So that's pretty much what I've been up to the last 2 weeks, Barry.
Nice. I'm glad you're liking Twas One Night. I love Order of the Alchemist. It's such a good game. It was my indie game of the year, and yeah, I'm excited for more people to play that. So while Steve is not here with us, he did post what he has been playing. So I'm just going to read that off. So he's still here in spirit. He has been playing some Lego Party, which is a game chat game that we will be playing,
I've
which we'll be talking about soon.
And I have also forgot that I was a part of that Lego Party night as well. So I apologize for missing that in my list too. I didn't realize I blanked on that one. But yeah, me,
Yep,
Steve, and Barry all did like a little preview together with the Lego Party. So you might be hearing that again when Barry's doing his own
yep,
list there too.
yep. He played more Ball Pit, which should be no surprise. That was his indie game of the year. EA Sports FC 26. I think he's put over 10 hours into that. I've seen him play. Pokemon TCG Pocket, Last Z, and Clash Royale are his mobile games that he's been playing. Not as many games, but you know, more than some weeks for him. Let's be honest. Some weeks he doesn't have as much time. He's very busy man. So good to see him play some games. Hopefully he keeps going for the holiday season. For me, I my list is long, but I haven't played as much as I would like to play because I've got family over. And right now they've just dominated the TV. So on the Switch, I'm still playing Pokemon Unite and Asphalt's Legends Unite. Those are my daily drivers. Ugh, still doing those. I went back into Pokemon Scarlet. They did a special 7-star raid for Dragapult, so I went and got that. Tetris 99, they had a Kirby Air Riders theme that you can get, so I went and got that. And then some game chat games. Montezuma's Revenge 40th Anniversary Edition, which is the 40th anniversary of one of my first games I ever remember playing back in the Atari 8-bit. So it was really cool to go back and play that again. And it's definitely simpler, and maybe it was always simple, but as a kid, it was wow, and especially in that age of video gaming, is it was very complex. But now it definitely feels a little more simple, but that's okay. It's a lot of fun. And then Lego Party, like we mentioned, played some of that, which is a Mario Party style game with Lego, and we did online. So we'll be talking about that in a game chat. But what was really interesting is Greg and Steve are both on their Switch too. I was on the Switch One, so it ran great, which was cool to see. Like we were able to just enjoy it between systems and online. On the Switch 2 side, Kirby Air Riders, still playing a little bit of that. They did an event, so I went and did the event for that weekend, and I know there's an upcoming event this upcoming weekend, so it will be on my list again next year. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond came out, so I played through that and completed it. I did not 100% it. I think I got like 85% items and like 96% scans. I know I missed one or two scans, just like accidentally grabbed it, like, oh no. So I knew I wasn't gonna 100% scans, but a great game. I very much enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I'm not a big first person guy. I don't play them often. Metroid is a special series. It felt like Metroid. I had a blast. I liked the desert. I'm sorry, I know people criticize the desert. I enjoyed the desert. I had fun driving around. The green crystals weren't a big deal because I was doing it as I was going through. Um, yeah, I had a lot of fun and I recommend it. So, and then Pokemon Legends ZA, I'm currently playing right now. I'm doing the Mega Dimension DLC. I'm at the very end of it, and I might take a break from it and come back just because it's a little grindy. I am having fun with it. The Pokedex definitely seems a little bit harder to do this time. Uh, it all involves like berries and resource management, but I'm at the very, very end. Like I beat the game already. I'm on the post game stuff. I'm on the final legendary to go for, and I you have to get 100,000 research points. I think I'm at 26,000 maybe right now. It's just a grind to get these research points. But I might sit there and barge through, or I might take a break and come back later. But I am enjoying it, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of cool new Pokemon, a lot of cool new megas, and interesting story. A little crazy where they went with it, but I like it. On the PC side, I'm still doing Final Fantasy 14. On the mobile side, still doing Mario Kart Tour, LinkedIn games, and New York Times games, TCG Pocket, and as a surprise, Super Mario Run. I started playing that again because they're doing a Super Mario Galaxy event. Um, that for Galaxy 1 and 2, where you can get statues, and that runs to January something. So I'm like, you know what? Why not? Like I'll go through and have some fun. So I haven't finished the event, but I'm slowly working my way through the challenges. All right. So that brings us to our next section, the headlines. And boy, we have a lot of headlines from all across the gaming scape. But Greg, why don't you start us off and talk a little bit about your favorite app, the Nintendo Music app?
All right, so you might remember last episode where I only said we only had like a one or so updates or at least significant updates. So now we're back up to getting that extra one included in this one. So we even got another feature behind that as well. So I'll start off with the soundtracks that were added in chronological order. December 2nd, we got Prime 4 Beyond, like some of the songs limited to that game. Like, I don't believe it's the entire soundtrack, but it's probably similar to Kirby Air Riders, where you just have a small selection of some of the tracks. Then we got on December 8th, we got Yoshi's Crafted World. And then on December 15th, we got Super Mario Land. So those are some of the main ones that we saw there that being added. And then in addition, they had another um, part of the app to do like a year in review, similar to like what you've been like listening to. So they did like a Nintendo Music 2025 year in review, so you can kind of look back using the feature like in the app just to kind of see some of the stuff that you listened to since I believe it debuted. Yeah, it was debuted the year before, so you pretty much get like a full year of all the stuff that you were listening to as a new temporary feature, and that'll be only available through January 2026 if you are like me and probably want to check it out to see what kind of songs you've been listening to there.
And new content was dropped for F-Zero 99 on December 8th, including the Frozen Tour event, the Elite Ranking, 3 new mystery courses, and a background music player that you can listen to at any time.
All right, so then next here we got Mario Kart World got an update, so you can now create some lobbies for people on your friends list. So I guess it's better late than never to get some new features for Mario Kart World. So if you want, be sure to check those out. You can now create some personal lobbies to enjoy with your friends.
And as I mentioned earlier, Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension did release on December 10th. This is a $30, I believe, DLC. There's an early purchase bonus of some Pokeballs, different Pokeballs you can get. And you do need to beat the post game to enjoy this game or enjoy this. And recommended definitely level 100 Pokemon to use.
We're on to some NSO updates. So on December 10th, we got some new N64 games being added. We got Rayman 2, The Great Escape, and Tonic Troubles. And then we also got the yeah, and they also renamed the N64 app to the Nintendo Classics. So just like they did with the NES and SNES we reported last time around, now the N64 has now followed suit. And then GameCube, we did get Wario World as well. I just saw the note for that.
And just today, I believe it was, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade has a demo available. This is a free demo available right now for the Switch 2. You can experience this first chapter and carry over your saved data when the game launches on January 22nd, 2026.
So we also got a brand new free update for the Age of Imprisonment Hyrule Warriors. So it will be arriving this upcoming Thursday, the 18th. So just in a few days here from the date of this recording. So pretty much you can see some new challenges, and there's even a new higher difficulty level. So anyone that's hasn't felt like the game was a little bit too easy on its current setting, you can now play on an even harder difficulty level.
After a full season of hard fought matches, Milky Way are your Splatoon 3 North American League champions. Nintendo has also confirmed a Season 2 championship will begin.
And to close out the headlines, we had the No Gravity Games is once again giving away daily games to celebrate what they call Switchmas. So it started on December 1st and will continue all the way through this Friday the 19th. So if you want to be sure to be checking out, um, you can always give away any games that you already have that you received through this Switchmas. So you can be sure to check out nogravitygames.com/switch Switchmas 2025, and you can also check that out on our Discord as well.
So, Greg, what are your thoughts on these headlines?
Well, we got quite a selection there. I was happy to see we got some more Nintendo music and everything that I'm always excited to see. I'm actually kind of interested to see what kind of stuff I was listening to. I understand probably a lot of mine has got the Donkey Kong Country 2 stuff because I absolutely love listening to that soundtrack. That's one of my favorite gaming soundtracks, especially that's present on the app. So I'm kind of interested to see what else it says I listened to a lot over that time being. Um, I didn't really check out the F-Zero 99 update or even like the Mario Kart World ones, as kind of can see I haven't been playing either of those games in any of my recent podcast episodes. It's great that like Pokemon ZA got some new content being dropped as well, along with more NSO games are always good as too. So it's really great for anyone that's been waiting to play some of those classic games on the N64 and GameCube app. The Final Fantasy VII Remake demo, it's always great to have demos. I really appreciate to have a chance to check out games if you're unsure if you want to buy it. So that might be something I'll be checking out as I'm kind of delving back into the world of Final Fantasy and haven't really played like any of the versions of 7 yet, including like the earlier remakes that were already out that I bought like what felt like several years ago on Switch 1. Same thing with Hyrule Warriors. Kind of excited for that because, as I said earlier, I'm hoping to get it for around the Christmas season, either as a gift or with like some of the Christmas money I might receive. So I'm real excited to see that there'll be some already new content waiting for me to enjoy. Probably not the higher difficulty level, but I always like at least trying some of the challenges at least. Certainly not the difficulty level. Yeah, and then I guess a big congratulations to Team Milky Way for the North American League for Splatoon 3. I understand it's a very competitive game, and there's always a lot. It's kind of interesting to watch some of the high level players even go through that on some of the clips and stuff I've seen like shared around on social media. So I'm always really impressed how people are so good at Splatoon, where I'm like nowhere near that and still a noob. And then yeah, it's great that they're giving away games for their Switchmas event, and be sure to check that out because free there's nothing but beats a free game. So
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, so I'll go top to bottom, or bottom to top, I should say. No Gravity Games Switchmas is always fun. I love that they do this. It gives, attention to a lot of indie devs, probably a lot of games you've never heard of. Are they all going to be fantastic, amazing games? No. But even if you find one that you like, it was free. It's worth it. I've been keeping up with them and been getting them all, including today's. So just a few days left, and I've done that every year. So it's really cool just to see them continue that trend. As you said, congrats to Team Milky Way. I did Splatoon 3. I played through the single player, and I would get my butt kicked online. I enjoyed the single player. I'm good with that. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. I did the whole game. I did the first set of DLC, or update, I should say, and the second set of updates. And this is just adding. I'm looking forward to just doing this update. I don't know when I'll hit it exactly. It'll probably be sometime during this holiday season. What worries me is that supposedly you can hold more food items as a reward for doing something on the higher difficulty level, and I don't know if I want to grind for that, but we'll see. but yeah, I'll get to it eventually. I'm happy to hear that the 7 Remake Intergrade demo is out now. I'm very happy to hear that it's one of my favorite types of demos, or my favorite type, really, where the data carries over. I've heard from people who played it today that it looks great on the Switch too. Like, it runs well, it plays well, it just looks fantastic. I will not be playing it because I already played and beat the game on the PlayStation 5 2 years ago now. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. So, but I'm happy more people can experience it. I do think it's unnecessary because 7 gets blown out of proportions, but it is a fun game. It is virtually Uncharted Final Fantasy. As for Switch Online stuff, the NSO, uh, I never really got to dive into Wario World that much. I played it at a friend's house, so I'm actually looking forward to, when I get the time, going through and playing it. Rayman 2 and Tonic Trouble, on the other hand, were part of a trilogy with Rocket Robot on Wheels for me for Christmas. The year those came out, I got all three on Christmas. And I played the hell out of and completed both of these games. Rayman 2 is a fantastic 3D platformer. If you haven't played it, you really need to. It's great. Tonic Trouble is an interesting platformer, or 3D platformer, really. I was so hyped for it. It it is not the best and is definitely the worst of the two. However, it's still a fun time and a cool, like, prototype to Rayman in 3D, and worth your attention. Just know it's not of the same caliber as Rayman 2. As for Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimensions, obviously I mentioned I'm already playing it, and I'm on the very last mission. That's post game. Great. I've had fun with it. I do recommend it. Only if you enjoy Legends ZA. If you don't bother. Happy to see Mario Kart World update happening. Uh, we've all speculated, is something going to happen with DLC characters where there are no DLC characters? That still hasn't happened. I don't know what's going on. They should. They really should by now. But they're still keeping it alive. Nintendo Music. I don't really use it, but I'm glad to see them add in more stuff. Mario Land music's fantastic, and the look back feature is really cool. I'm pretty crappy at using it right now because I didn't really use the app, but for you, Greg, it's probably awesome. And then as for the new content for F-Zero 99, I actually forgot to mention this because it is in my list of what I've been playing, but I looked at, and I had it right after Tetris 99. And in my head, I must have just seen the 299s and moved past it. I didn't even put a comment in there. But I have been playing F-Zero 99. This update brought me back to the game. I have actually unlocked all the practice courses now. Every course is unlocked in practice. Um, I've raced on mystery courses. I don't know if they were on the three mystery courses or the new ones, but they appear as question marks, are like harder difficulty courses. So the Frozen Tour, I am working my way through. You have to, like, get certain amount of sparks while racing through to unlock special, like, spin attacks and frames and stuff like that for your profile. And I'm doing it's like a Grand Prix, Frozen Grand Prix. You could do. It takes about just 20 to 25 minutes to do 9 races if you are good enough to stay in it. And I'm having fun with it. I really enjoy F-Zero 99. It makes me want a new F-Zero game so badly, but I'm happy that this exists. So yeah, that's our topic of, or at least our quick headlines. Again, if you're watching this live, you got to see a little incident that happened, and if you're watching this afterwards, um, use this as an incentive to watch us live. You have to see some cool stuff. Going on, we have some showcases, because what would a holiday season be without showcases? And boy, are there a lot of them. So we're going to run down these quickly. We're going to talk about the Nintendo related stuff, and then we're just going to go over them just like headlines. We're going to discuss our thoughts. So, Greg, why don't you kick us off with the Grasshopper Direct?
All right. So, um, here on December 4th, the Grasshopper held their little direct here. So, pretty much the main focus of this showcase was the studio's new game, Romeo is a Dead Man, and that they're set to release that on February 11th, 2026. Um, Grasshopper Manufacturer will self-publish the title, making it a first for the studio. And while they remain a NetEase first-party studio, they are handling this release independently. The direct feature never seen before gameplay, third-person sci-fi. It's a third-person sci-fi action title, highlighting the multiversal bounty hunting and space-time police themes. So, Suda51 did state a Switch 2 port is something they would hope to do, but it's not guaranteed at this point in time. So, yeah, I think with a lot of these, I don't think me and Barry watched a few of these, but just as a heads up there. But yeah, that was the Grasshopper Direct that was on December 4th.
So, the 11-bit Studios Digital Showcase was held on December 8th, 2025. It featured several major updates for the studio's internal and published titles. The Nintendo-related announcements were that Death Howl, which is a Souls-like deck builder, is coming out on February 19th with physical editions on February 20th in the UK and Europe and March 31st in North America. Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault, will launch on consoles in 2026, and this franchise historically includes Nintendo, so hopefully Moonlighter 2 will also join Nintendo.
Then on December 9th, we had the Wholesome Snack Showcase. It was pretty much it featured 22 cozy titles focusing on independent developers and exclusive themes. So some of the Nintendo related announcements that were going on was a game called Cast and Chill. It was officially announced for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 with a release date this week here on December 19th. Next, a different announcement was Cozy Caravan confirmed for Nintendo Switch and also the iOS Apple Arcade. And there's a launch planned on January 8th of 2026, so just a little right past the holidays, and it's coinciding with its 1.0 release. And then one of the last, at least the Nintendo related announcements discussed was the Coffee Talk Tokyo, and there was a new trailer and a confirmed release date for the Nintendo Switch, PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and that's all the way out on March 5th of 2026. So, yeah, you can be sure to check out the entire showcase at the wholesomegames.com to watch or to see the entire showcase in its entirety.
And on the same day, December 9th, 2025, we had the Latin American Games Showcase, the Game Awards edition. It featured over 70 titles from developers across Latin America. Some of the Nintendo related announcements is a game called Mariachi Legends. It's a combat focused pixel art Metroidvania set in Mexico. It was confirmed for a 2026 release on Nintendo Switch, PC, PS5, and Xbox. Fun fact, I actually kickstarted that. The Rumblefish 2 officially announced for Nintendo Switch 2 with a release date of January 22nd, 2026. This version includes an exclusive team battle mode and crossplay with the original Nintendo Switch version. Synth Riders, the rhythm game, confirmed its Nintendo Switch launch on December 15th, which was yesterday. It features local four-player multiplayer and a campaign mode. Fairy Tale Dungeons received a confirmed Nintendo Switch release date for January 2026. Phasmophobia, while detailed further at the main game awards, its Nintendo Switch 2 version, slated for 2026, was highlighted as a key upcoming co op horror title for the platform. And yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Another showcase from December 10th was the woman-led games. So pretty much was developed by women-led teams or majority um, like women-led studios in general. So they had their own little like director showcase that they displayed on December 10th there. So some of the Nintendo related announcements, there was a game called Potions, A Curious Tale. It's a cozy adventure game where the players control a young witch. Announced announced its launch on all platforms, which includes the Nintendo Switch, alongside a new free endgame content called the Temple of the Spirit. Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny that was confirmed to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 on um, December 5th, which I guess is already in the past and even before the showcase was released. So I guess it was just a coverage of just to say, hey, this game just recently came out. And then finally, we have a Blue Ridge Hunting, and then there were not any platforms specified beyond PC, but the developers have stated they are exploring options for consoles, which will likely include the Nintendo Switch in the future.
And finally, we have Day of the Dev Showcase, the Game Awards edition, which was on December 10th, 2025. It showcased 22 independent titles, including world premieres, shadow drops, and release date announcements. Some of those Nintendo related announcements were Rock Beasts, a story driven band manager role playing game from developer Luchthund, published by Team 17. It was announced for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, as well as PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. Demon Tides, the 3D platformer from Fabraz, the developer of Slimeson, received a confirmed release date of February 19th, 2026 for the Nintendo Switch and PC. Big Hops, a physics based frog platformer from Luckshot Games, was announced to launch on January 12th, 2026 for the Nintendo Switch, PS5, and PC. A lot of showcases, a lot of games, a lot we didn't even get to touch on. Greg, what are your thoughts on these showcases?
Well, as I had prefaced in the very first announcement, unfortunately, I missed a lot of these showcases, but I'll be checking out some trailers and at least for some of the games that sound interesting, especially the ones that are coming to the Nintendo platform. So like that Mariachi Legends sounds like a very interesting game that'd be um very interested in as a Metroidvania. So I don't know if it was shown in one of the previous directs or other things that they've done in the past because sometimes they show off these indie games like really far in advance and they don't actually release for several months or even a few years later. So um definitely that would be one I'll be checking out, and there's a number of them just like that I'll be along as well be looking for some trailers or hopefully even some demos to further check them out. So, was there anything that had stood out to you at all, Barry, though?
Yeah, quite a bit. So Demon Tides looks fantastic. I haven't played Demon Surf, but I have played Slime Song and I have played other games from Braz, Boy, and I've actually met them at Play NYC. So I'm really excited to see their newest game. It looks fantastic, and definitely excited to see how that works and then how awesome it is because I have faith it's going to be awesome. I've heard really good things about Demon Surf. The Rock Beast seems interesting too. Just a band manager role play game. It seems like it could be fun. I've heard good things about Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny. So now that I have a son growing up, that might be one of the things we wind up playing down the road. Rumblefish 2, I've heard really good things about, and I have of the physical for Rumblefish 2, and I'm wondering if there's some kind of like free update for the Switch 2, see how that works. But I think that's cool that that a lot of games are getting this upgrade to the Switch 2 version. And like you mentioned, Mariachi Legends, it always looked good. I was a Kickstarter backer of it. I love Metroidvanias, so definitely will be checking that out. Coffee Talk Tokyo. I've heard nothing but good things about the Coffee Talk series. I really want to get into it because it's a, I love visual novels. I love games with really cool stories. And it's awesome that the series continues. And the first two are on Switch, so it's awesome to see it continue. Yeah, and obviously Romeo is Dead Man. Suda 51 is crazy in the best way possible. So I'm always excited to see whatever he puts out. So definitely would be looking forward to that one. So now that all that's out of the way, that was a lot. We have our main discussion finally, and the main discussion is a giant showcase. It's the Game Awards, which was hosted just last Thursday, and we're gonna go over the winners first, and then after we finish the winners, we'll touch on some of the announcements that happened, because it was a lot of announcements. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna read the winners, and then we could discuss. Greg, you could discuss your thoughts on yay, nay, and I'll discuss mine afterwards. And on the screen, you'll see all the different nominees and categories. And we'd love to know whether you think this was perfect, whether you think some game was snubbed, whether you think a game should have been nominated. We want to hear your thoughts. We have our thoughts. No one's perfect. And keep in mind that these aren't the be all end all. If your favorite game's not here, doesn't mean it's not great. This is Jeff Keighley's show, not ours. Was last week or 2 weeks ago, last episode. Go watch that. Those are our thoughts. So,
Yep.
we're gonna start off right away. Game of the year. No surprise, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 took it. Best game direction was also Clair Obscur. Best narrative was Clair Obscur. Best art direction was Clair Obscur. Best score of music was Clair Obscur. Best audio design went to Battlefield 6. Best performance was Jennifer English as Male in Clair Obscur. Games for Impact went to South of Midnight. Best independent game, Clair Obscur. Best debut indie game, Clair Obscur. Best ongoing game was No Man's Sky. Best community support was Baldur's Gate 3. Best mobile gate was Uomasu Pretty Derby. Best VR AR game went to The Midnight Walk. The best action game went to Hades 2. Best action adventure went to Hollow Knight Silk Song. Best role playing game went to Clair Obscur. Best fighting game went to Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Best family game went to Donkey Kong Bonanza. Best sim strategy game went to Final Fantasy Tactics The Evil East Chronicles. Best sports racing game went to Mario Kart World. Best multiplayer game went to Arc Raiders. Innovation in accessibility went to Doom The Dark Ages. Best adaptation went to The Last of Us Season 2. Most anticipated, no surprise, went to Grand Theft Auto 6. Player's Choice, which was the category that all the players just picked everything, including games, went to Wuthering Waves. And then quickly, the esports stuff. Best esports game went to Counter Strike 2. Best esports athlete went to Zhang Shovi Jihun for League of Legends. Best esports team went to Team Vitality for Counter Strike 2. And content creator of the year went to Moist Critical. I probably butchered your name. Sorry. But Greg, I know you didn't get a chance to really watch these, so this is the first time you're seeing the actual winners for the different categories, which we touched on 2 episodes ago. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I guess it comes as no surprise. It's almost like the files every year to whatever game receives the most nominations basically is guaranteed to just about sweep across as many as they possibly can. So this is almost like that Last of Us Part 2 kind of deal that we dealt with like in the last few years. So that's kind of what I'm gathering from here with Clair Obscur, just kind of sweeping across all of it. I mean, obviously, our Nintendo Fuse one was Donkey Kong Bonanza, so at least that was still in the nomination category for this time around. But obviously, I would have preferred either that one or even wouldn't have minded if like Hades 2 or Hollow Knight was able to take down Clair Obscur. But obviously, it's Jeff Keighley's show, so he somehow determines the winner. So might be based on community feedback, or maybe it's just his personal opinion. So can't always win them all, I guess. So I guess that pretty much goes across just about all the other categories. It'd be nice to have some other representation for some of these other games, which are very excellent, I'm sure, even though I haven't played the bulk of them. But I do like to try to see variety in a lot of these award shows. So at least towards the bottom, like we were able to see some different winners there. So at least for like best family game, definitely happy that to see Donkey Kong Bonanza actually did take that one. So that was really great to see that Nintendo did get a nod there. At least got one award, even though it's, as I always like to joke, it's like the Nintendo category. So it's like if they don't win the best family game, then it's like I guess they didn't have a strong year. But Donkey Kong Bonanza definitely is a well-deserved game, and even has some pretty fun co-op segments where you can destroy stuff together. So just glad to see that went there. And then with Hollow Knight Silk Song, Luke's best action adventure game, that's great to see because that's kind of like the Metroidvania kind of genre, like the basically Legend of Zelda. So it was good to see that Hollow Knight at least got one there, along with Hades 2, which my cousin is really deeply enthralled in. He played like the first one for hundreds of hours, and I'm sure he's already been dove in deep with Hades 2 as it's been out for a little while here. So yeah, that pretty much sums up a lot of the main thoughts. I mean, obviously with Mario Kart World winning Best Racing Game, that's also really good to see there. So bravo to Nintendo with their launch title actually getting a nod, at least in one other category, because that wasn't even, or yeah, it was in the family game. So it was nice to see that Nintendo actually did get two of the overall awards for it. So I think even on this Wikipedia article that we're showing on the screen, there's even like a little like breakdown for like multiple nominations. So it's like Nintendo's actually one of the ones that actually won two of them overall. Like, so those were just like the breakdown across like all of them, like just for nominations. But then like the actual winners, it was basically just the studio behind Clair Obscur, and then Nintendo actually did have two different games, like I said, with Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza win for two different categories. So it was still pretty great to see that all the other studio there was a lot of nods to other games throughout the show, and it wasn't just winner Clair Obscur for basically everything. So great to
Yeah,
see
I
variety.
think going forward, what would be smart is if they didn't announce the game of the year nominees first, like at all. Like the game of the year category is completely hidden, and it's only announced for the first time when the orchestra's playing the themes. Let people get excited, build that hype, because it feels like when you have your 6 games nominated for game of the year, and one of those is in a category, any other category, it feels like they're if they're nominated for game of the year, they're probably going to win that category. If there's multiple game of the year nominees in one category, then it's up in the air. But I feel like it's almost defeats the purpose. It's like, you look at some of these and it's like, oh well, Claire Obscura is the only one in this. So it's going to win. Or even what was it? Best action game, right? You had Hades 2, Battlefield 6, Doom the Dark Ages, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. All great games. But only one of them is in the Game of the Year nominee. So Hades 2 is going to win it. So I feel like going forward, they should not tell us that. We can speculate what it will be, but we don't know until the announcements because it kind of takes away from the fun. And yes, I know you can vote, you can go and vote. It counts to 10%. It's 10%. The people have already decided. Unless there's a landslide in the votes, the people have already decided. So that's my hope for next year. I think some of these awards Expedition 33 does deserve. I think some of them they don't. I will stand by that it does not deserve Best Narrative, and the winner of that should be 100 Line, which was not nominated at all because it wouldn't put seats or wouldn't allow people to watch stuff because it involves reading, and they don't think their audience will read. Um, there's some great games overall. It's interesting that like Ghost of Yate did not get any wins, and I put it above Expedition 33 for my personal game of the year for games not on Nintendo platforms because I really enjoyed Ghost of Yate. I enjoyed Expedition 33, but I enjoyed Ghost of Yate more. It, one thing that Expedition 33 lost in was the viewer's choice, the player's voice. Wuthering Waves won it. From what I hear, they like gave players points or currency or whatever in the game for voting for them. So, they bribed their player base to get that, which, you know what? Sure, go for it. I mean, if it works, it's just kind of funny. And most anticipated. Interesting that there's no Nintendo most anticipated. Fire Emblem didn't make it. Mario Tennis didn't make it, of course. Rhythm Heaven didn't make it. Tamagotchi Life didn't make it. And that tells me, those 4 games are great, but we don't have that, you know, grand slam for next year yet. It's obviously early. We haven't, there's a lot of mysteries, the stuff we don't know about. But it's gonna be tough. Like Grand Theft Auto 6 most likely is unless it's delayed is gonna release next year. And it's a tough spot for the industry as somebody in the industry. Will tell you unless that game is downright dog shit, flat plain and simple, it's gonna win game of the year. It's just so big, it's so hyped. It's been so long since Grand Theft Auto 5. There's a pedigree on that series. So there are a lot of developers and publishers scared to release their game, and they were scared this year because it was supposed to come out this year. It was delayed. Um, anything going up against it is suicide. That game is going to sell gangbusters. It's going to just go crazy. So anything up against it is going to lose. So next year, I can call it now, the Game Award will go to Grand Theft Auto 6. And most anticipated game obviously proves that. So we'll see, but it's kind of like I hate when there's one dominating thing, and we've talked about this on our own show, like when we do the game of the years. I prefer a mixture as opposed to a domination. You get more variety, but we'll see. But yeah, I think some of them were cool. The Donkey Kong Bonanza Best Family Game, absolutely. I'm surprised that Trails in the Sky didn't get a single nomination, even in Best Role Playing. That was a snub. Trails, needs that attention, and it did not get it, which sucks. But I guess we'll see what happens next year. But
Yep.
let's be honest. Oh yeah, and quickly, the both mobile Uematsu Pretty Derby. That was actually it's a side games game, and but Dragalia lost account, congratulated them, and gave it was like we'll give everybody a free 5-star summon for winning, and it's like screw you. Nintendo side games bring that game back. I'm still bitter that Dragalia is gone, but side games is still killing it. But yeah, so anyways, that's not the real reason people watch the Game Awards. Let's be honest, we watch for the announcements and the world premieres, and there were a ton of announcements shown off. Um, so I'm going to talk about mine first, my favorite. Greg unfortunately did not get to watch the Game Awards, so he's going to look through the list, and I'm sure he's got the list on screen right now for the different game announcements as well as the like game updates and stuff, new trailers we've seen for. So there's a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna go over what excited me the most, and then Greg can look through the list and then tell us what excites him the most. And I'm gonna be flat honest with you. The last game that they showed off, it was like, here's the last announcement. Everyone was big hyped up. What a dud. That was crap. But right before that, they really, for me, had the mic drop moment when they announced Mega Man Dual Overdrive. Mega Man 12 with no number coming out sometime in 2027. Looks fantastic. I love the beautiful art, and Mega Man's alive, and there's more things planned. Yes, please keep Mega Man alive. So that was out of nowhere. What I must have seen that reveal trailer. I don't know, at least 20 times. It was so good. Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic looks fantastic. You got the head of Knights of the Old Republic and Mass Effect working on it. You know this is going to be a great RPG. From what I understand, however, it's in the early process right now, and they don't expect it until 2030. Oof, a lot of waiting. Hate when games are announced that early. Um, Star Wars Galactic Racer also looks fantastic. I loved Pod Racer, so to see more, yes, please. Bradley the Badger just looked it looked like a 3D platformer that's like Deadpool, taking kind of parody of a different bunch of different genres and different other games. And Grant Kirkhope is doing the music. Just looks awesome. I'm really excited for that one. That is up there. Tomb Raider Catalyst and Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis both look great. My wife is a big Tomb Raider fan. Catalyst is a brand new game. Legacy of Atlantis is another remake of the very first game, which is pretty funny. But yeah, we'll see how it is. That comes out I think next year. Other than that, I'm trying to think. Was anything else that was like oh my god, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight looks great. Invincible Versus, which is not unfortunately coming to Switch 2 at the moment, looks like a lot of fun. I love Invincible, so it's a game I'm interested in. Diablo 4 has new DLC coming out, but I don't know if I'll go back to that game. My Xbox Live is now gone, like it's no longer being paid for. So I had to resubscribe. So I don't know if I'll do that, but I did have fun with the game. I wish I could play it offline let me do that, and we'll be good to go. But those are some of the ones that really stood out to me. Greg, I know you didn't get a chance to see any of this, but just looking at the list, what jumps out to you is something that you want to, after this episode, go and say, I gotta watch this trailer. This has my attention.
Well, there was one that really stood out to me, and being like you, I'm a big fan of it, so I got it up on the screen here. It's a little trailer, so um
In the beginning part, that was the best part.
oh well, I had like the walkthrough while I was just playing. I just was had it
Oh,
like
that I love
seek
that
that's like where it
walkthrough.
was like at the beginning, but yeah, like
I
it's
love that. That password. When I saw that password, I screamed, jumped up, howled, and it was everything.
yeah, but like I have really enjoyed like the Mega Man games over the years. Like I really absolutely loved like the 1 through like 6 on the NES, and then even going back with the Legacy collections to dive into 7 and 8 that I missed on the Super Nintendo. And maybe 8 was PlayStation, I don't remember. But
It was.
and then also jumping into like Mega Man X and really taking it from there. I mean, I still like the classic ones even when they brought it back for 9 and 10. Um Unfortunately, I didn't even still haven't played. As a reminder, I still haven't, for some unknown reason, haven't dove into 11. But um, yeah, this definitely looks really, really cool, and definitely excited to see Mega Man back. And as you said, it's about time that Capcom is doing something with him. So it's been quite a while. I did see on like Capcom's site there they do have like their robot master design contest open, or like at least the like
Yep.
a so you could, if you're an artist or whatever and really want to submit like a robot master for the upcoming Mega Man game, that's you can check that out and submit your stuff there. There's been a few people that had their brought to life in basically all these Mega Man games they've done. So um yeah, that was pretty cool to kind of see that they're still doing the contest thing even all these years later when they used to do it all the way back in the NES.
Yeah,
To be
if you
honest,
you
yeah.
haven't played 11 yet, by the way, because of this, Capcom's put all their Mega Man games on sale on the eShop. Like stupid, like Mega Man 11 you can get for $5. So if you never picked it up, you can get the digital for $5. The physical I think 15, maybe 15 and 20. But if you haven't picked it up yet, now's the time. Support the series.
Yeah, I do believe I did pick it up because I mean, as I said, I'm a huge fan, so it's like one of those things where like, hey, boom, Mega Man, boom, bye, and then just like life just kind of gets in the wayside, and then like with since the Switch only likes to show only so many games on your recent tab, and then it gets buried into the forever list that they don't like to really show you unless you go diving for it. So then it unfortunately met the wayside. So yeah, it'll be hopefully a game that I can try to check out over here over our winter break just to get more up to speed and back into it as a preparation for the new one, even though it'll be over a year away. But that's definitely the primary announcement, and I think a number of these are just going to be checking out trailers and also see which ones are actually coming to Switch. So I do know with the Mega Man one, they did have a Switch One and a Switch Two logo, so it looks like it's going to be compatible with both systems when it launches in 2027. So I guess it's also going to be kind of seeing, like I said, to see which ones are also going to be on Switch, or at least Switch 2, to see if they're anything worth checking out. But that was like at least the main one I saw because I did see like I think I did see like, somebody post like that video onto TikTok, and it was in my recommended feed one day after the awards the last few days here. So I did get to see it, and I was like, holy cow, a new Mega Man game. That's really awesome. And I almost wasn't sure if it was like AI with like the way the trailer was, but then obviously I brought up the official one here for our podcast, and definitely know that was no smoke and mirrors. That's legit the new game and the new trailer. So that's pretty much the main highlight there. And I do see there's like a note they did have a trailer for the Mario Galaxy movie, so that was obviously great. I'm sure it was probably the same one that they've shown before,
No,
or
it was new footage.
oh, it's new footage to show. Okay, so I'll probably have to catch up on that one as well, because obviously I will be seeing
Like
that
20
movie.
seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not exact. I wasn't thinking it was gonna be like an hour long trailer or something like that, but or even like a minute trailer to be more realistic. But yeah, I kind of figured it was probably gonna be a small short scene or something, or maybe even extension of what they've already shown already. Because sometimes they build the trailers on top of the trailers, and then you get like the full scene or whatever full thing. So that'll be something else I'll be checking out here and over the holiday break.
Any other things stand out to you in any of the games, or none of them speak to you?
Um, like I said, I have to kind of see which ones are actually included onto Switch and Switch 2. So I think like the Tomb Raider series I think is has been on Switch, or at least the legacy collections of those. So those could be ones that be warned to be checking out to see, but it's more just trying to see which ones actually are on like Switch and Switch 2, is that's usually my primary focus, not having a PlayStation or Xbox. And even with the Switch, I'm not even playing it a ton over the last few months here. So obviously I'm hoping to change that with now we got some Epic Games for me to check out. So
All right. Well, if you want any more information on the Game Award winners, you can head on over to our page, NintendoFuse.com. We have a section there for the Game Awards 2025, all winners and announcements. So you can go ahead and check that out. Steve was kind enough to write that. So uh, we're gonna go to our last section here, but before we do, we just want to just quickly remind everybody, if you're enjoying this and you enjoy our content, please make sure to like and subscribe. I know it's the common thing, everyone does it, but it's true, it does help, as on both on YouTube as well as on whatever podcast platform you're listening to, and share it with friends. We do appreciate it. You could also check us out on social media at Nintendo Fuse everywhere, as well as our Discord, which the link to will be in the YouTube description and podcast show notes. And as I alluded to at the beginning of the episode, if you have any questions or want us to answer any questions or any comments or anything at all, please feel free to share at podcast@nintendofuse.com. We would love to hear from you. So now we're going to go to the upcoming games. You'll see it on screen right now, courtesy of Metacritic. So thank you very much, Metacritic. These are just some of the games that are coming out. I'm going to talk about some notable games, and then we'll talk about what we're going to be playing. So on December 22nd, a game called Asphalt Champions is coming out. Steve put that in the list. I think he put that because I play Asphalt Legends Unite. This is a completely different game. It's not Game Loft, but it's just another racing game called Asphalt Champions. On December 31st, which is a potential placeholder date, so these games could be completely moved or come back. But Eternal Life of Goldman, TMNT, Shredder's Revenge, Ultimate Edition, Shovel Knight, Shovel of Hope, DX, Stardew Valley Switch 2 Edition, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, The Sinister Broker Bizarro's Schemes, which is DLC. On January 8th, we have Adventure Reborn. And on January 15th, Animal Crossing New Horizons version 3.0, as well as the Switch 2 Edition. So, Greg, um, is there anything on the list of what's coming out in the next few weeks that speaks to you, or if not, what will you be playing?
well, I will definitely be checking out Metroid Prime 4, and hopefully um let's see. The Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment will probably be my main two, but I'm pretty certain that a lot of those on December 31st are usually placeholders. So I don't really believe that any of those are even on that list, even though there are some that I would want to check out, especially like Shovel Knight, like Shovel of Hope, and um potentially even I think I think I already have like Shredder's Revenge, so that's definitely got to be a placeholder for that Ultimate Edition. So um yeah, I'm pretty sure that a lot of those aren't actually coming out there. I think Fantasy Life is already was that given next year or something, I thought even?
I
I don't
think I
know.
think the DLC might be coming next year. It might
Yeah,
be.
so
I think they've just announced it.
yeah, and then obviously with like Animal Crossing New Horizons, I know my daughter is actually very excited to see some more content come there. So she was like already logging into her island, I think, like in the last like few weeks or whatever, and was like, "Oh, I haven't been logged in for like 2 years or something." Got the villagers giving her the annoying verbs like this. So like, "Hey, where have you been?" and all that kind of fun stuff. So um Yeah, pretty much will probably be some Animal Crossing possibly when that comes out, and then yeah, I'll probably be catching up more on those other games in general. And I don't really believe that there's any that are in this particular release window over the next month or so that will be out, other than New Horizons update that I'll be checking out.
Yeah, for me, I'll be most likely finishing Pokemon Legends ZA DLC. I'll probably do the Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, added content. I plan to do Dragon Quest II, Octopath Traveler 0, Shuten Order, the Switch 2 edition, what else? Sonic Racing, Crossroads. I don't know. I think January is when Mega Man drops. I'm trying to hold off playing that until the Mega Man DLC drops. And January also has Trails to the Beyond. The new Trails of game is a month, just less than a month away. So that is definitely on my priority. So a lot of games in the play. I'd like to play Yuka Replay Lee. I didn't get a chance to play that this year. And let me see here. I'm sorry, Zev. I missed your chat. I was on the wrong window. I see here. Mega Man Legends 3, please. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes. Mega Man Legends 3 needs to happen. He hasn't played a Lego Batman game before. This one new one is going to be his first. I agree. I didn't get to play the old Lego Batman, but I mentioned it because this one looks really, really good. So, I'm excited to see that. So sorry, Zev, I missed your chat. I had the wrong tab open, so I do apologize. But yeah, that's mainly my plans for what I'm going to be playing. Of course, that's my enjoyment list. We do have reviews to play, so we actually just got one in this morning for I think it's Trouble Witches episode 1, which is a game from In Games. It's a shmup. So I just literally just got the code this morning for the game. Yeah, Trouble Witches Final episode 1. So look forward to a future game chat of that. So I will be playing that as well. And also look forward to a game chat or a review for Montezuma's Revenge 40th anniversary. And we'll be doing a Lego Party game chat here. So some new content. There's also a lot of game chats in the pipeline that are all coming out. There's a whole release, I think, pretty much every day for like the next week and a half, almost to Christmas. We're doing a lot of game chats. They've all been in the pipeline. We've been very busy. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's gonna be a busy holiday season. Um, just love to hear from you what you guys will be playing if you want to throw that in the chat or in the comments below. Before we sign off for 2025, Greg, besides gaming, anything going on that you want to talk about or anything in your life?
Yep, I'm still hoping to be looking more into some training opportunities to try to make myself more marketable as I enter the new year, so I can start off. I understand the job market usually picks up like in the beginning of the year, so I'm trying to get all set and prepared for that. Um, One of the reasons I missed like the Game Awards, my daughter had a freak accident thing at school and had to be going to the hospital. Thankfully, she's all okay there, so everything will be she just had to get like a few stitches put in, so it's nothing like it wasn't like life-threatening or super serious or anything like that. So it just got like a pretty bad cut. So thankfully she'll be all nice and like recovered as we enter into the new year. But yeah, I'll hopefully just be trying to have some fun times with some games over the holidays, both with her with some of the different updates as she'll be off for 2 weeks for Christmas break, and then also just spending time with like family for the Christmas holidays, and hopefully getting some fun game time in with Switch 2 and playing some Metroid Prime 4, and hopefully picking up Age of Imprisonment because I haven't played Hyrule Warriors in a little while now, so it'll be great to be able to jump back into that series as well. So, and then hopefully if time permits, I can actually jump into Mega Man 11 so I can catch up on that too. But I'm thinking that the more Switch 2 and like Switch games will have a little bit more precedence at least the more recent releases, anyways, because I do like to try to check those out within the release. So, I do have to wonder how many hours did you put into Metroid Prime 4 to reach those kind of stats? Was it like 50 hours, 100
No,
hours?
no, 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 no. I think my finish time was like 15, 16 hours, but
Okay.
I think I had the game open for like 20 hours or so, but that's you have a kid, life happens, have to step
Yep.
away. So, but on the finish screen, it was like 15 or so hours. It's like a standard Metroid game. It's not terribly long, and it's meant for you to, kind of run through and the faster you do it, the better. Higher difficulty, slightly different endings, of course. That's standard Metroid fare.
Yep, yep. That's usually what's to be expected from the Metroid games these days. They have like those different benchmarks, like, oh, if you beat it in whatever under a few hours, then you get this awesome ending. And other times, then it's like, oh, if you just beat it after this one benchmark, then you just get the default ending. And so I don't know how extreme I'll dive into that. I guess it depends on how enthralled I get with it. I do remember that for Metroid Prime 1 and 2. I did have to kind of dive back in to rebeat those because like the first time they came out, I struggled on the final boss on both of them, and then it took like getting the trilogy package to finally go back and dive in and actually like fully beat the final boss after some more attempts and like basically replaying the game on the trilogy pack. So I do know that there's tends to be some standard difficulty options that are where Metroid's a little bit harder than like your standard like Mario and even Zelda games. So I do understand I'll probably be struggling a little bit there, but depending on how well I do, I'll have to see if I will try to shoot for one of the better endings. It just hopefully as much as I'm really thinking I should enjoy it as a fan of the original three, but I guess only time will tell when I finally get some time into it. But yeah, that'll be pretty
Nice.
much my winter season until January. So I don't know what you'll be up to or a
I've
minute.
got my in-laws in this week, and then I've got obviously next week we've got Christmas. This week we're doing Hanukkah. We'll have my son home for part of it for Christmas and part of it for New Year's. So just trying to do some events for him. We're doing like some holiday lights going around, and they're doing a Santa parade. I'm gonna do that with him. We've already done one of those, and just trying to do little events to make his childhood extra special and his holiday season a little extra special. So that's obviously is taking precedence. I'm also dealing with the fun of an aging father. Unfortunately, he has got full on dementia at this point, and he doesn't know a lot of things, and we have him in a home currently, and trying to deal with that. And those things are expensive and they suck. But we got to go through and sell a lot of his stuff now so that he can pay for his home so they don't kick him out. And yeah, fun stuff. But in between that, I definitely will hope to get to the gaming and obviously working still, and got a lot of great stuff happening in 2026 for PM Studios. So stay tuned. We're working on some great game ESRBs that I'd love to talk about, but I can't. Um, but just know that there's some great stuff happening. One of them that we just announced that I can't talk about is Shuten Order is getting a physical Switch and Switch 2. um, I love everything about that game, and I look forward to deep diving in more into that. But I'm really excited that we're doing the physical of that, especially because there is a physical in Asia, but it does not have English on it. So able to bring a physical with English on it, uh, and natively. So it's really cool. So I'm looking forward to what we're doing next year. A lot of fun stuff. So stay tuned. Definitely stay tuned. But yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. And as I said at the top of the episode, thank you so much for continuing to allow us to grow, to continue to allow us to do this. We do spend a lot of time, all three of us, on different aspects of Nintendo Fuse, and it makes it worthwhile to see you guys enjoy the content. But we're always looking forward to the future. We want to know things maybe you would like to see, things you'd like to see like on the site, seeing in the podcast, things you'd like us to talk about. So of course, send that stuff to podcast@nintendofuse.com. Just remember to subscribe and share and do all that stuff helps. And our next episode is going to be January 13th, 2026. And as always, that's going to be our prediction episode, our 2026 predictions. We'll cover our predictions for 2025. We'll see how poorly we all did, and then we'll discuss what we think is going to happen in 2026. We want to know your predictions, so come back for that episode and let us know your predictions. But until next time, guys, have yourself a wonderful holiday season. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy everything. Just have fun and happy gaming.
Definitely concur. Happy gaming, everybody. Make sure to spend some quality time with the family and have some fun with the family and along with some gaming. So happy gaming, and we'll catch you in the new year. So see you next time.